ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः। धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत Sanjay. In this verse, King Dhritarashtra, who is blind, asks his advisor Sanjaya about the happenings on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He wants to know what his sons the Kauravas and the sons of Pandu the Pandavas are doing as they prepare for battle. He is curious and concerned about the outcome of this great war between his family members. Sanjaya uvacha दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत्. In this verse, Sanjay begins to describe the scene on the battlefield to King Dhritarashtra. Duryodhan, the leader of the Kauravas, sees the Pandava army getting ready for battle and goes to his teacher Dronacharya to talk about the situation. He is worried and wants to make sure they are fully prepared for the fight. Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudhan Drupadaputrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. In this verse, Duryodhan is speaking to his teacher Dronacharya. He points out the Pandava army and tells Dronacharya to notice how well it is organized. He mentions Dronacharya's talented student Drishtadumna, who is leading the Pandavas army. Duryodhan is trying to make Dronacharya aware of the strength and preparedness of their enemies. Atra shura maheshvasa bhimarjuna samayuthi yuyudhano viratascha drupadascha maharatah. In this verse, Duryodhan continues speaking to Dronacharya about the powerful warriors in the Pandava army. He lists some of the great fighters on the Pandavas' side to show how strong their army is. He mentions Bhim and Arjun, who are the main warriors, and then refers to several other mighty fighters who are all very skilled and brave. Drishtaketuschekitan Kashirajascha Viryavan Purujit Kuntibojascha Shaibhyascha Narapungavaha. In this verse, Duryodhan continues to name the great warriors in the Pandava army. He mentions several more powerful and experienced fighters who are ready to battle. By listing these names, Duryodhan wants to show how strong and capable the Pandava army is, making it clear that they face a tough challenge in the upcoming battle. Yudhamanyascha vikranta uttamaujascha viryavan saubhadro draupadeyascha sarva eva maharatha. In this verse, Duryodhan continues to mention the strong warriors in the Pandava army. He lists more names of brave and famous fighters who are prepared to battle. By doing this, he emphasizes how formidable the Pandava army is and expresses his concern about the strength of their opponents. Asmakam tu vishishtaye tani bodha dvijottama Nayaka mama sainyasya tangyarthantam bravimite. In this verse, Duryodhan shifts his focus to his own army, the Kauravas. He reassures his teacher Dronacharya that they also have many powerful warriors on their side who are ready to fight. He lists several names of the key fighters, indicating that they are equally prepared for the battle ahead. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitinjayah Ashwathama Vikarnascha Saumadat कीर्तिस्तथैव च. In this verse, Duryodhana continues to speak about the powerful warriors in his own army. He names some of the key leaders and heroes who are skilled in battle. By doing this, he aims to show that the Kauravas also have a strong and capable army, just like the Pandavas. Anye cha bahavaः shura madarte tyakta jeevitaः nana shastra praharanas sarve yuddha visharadaः. In this verse, Duryodhana continues to describe the strong and brave warriors in his own army, the Kauravas. He talks about other important fighters who are ready for the battle. He wants to make sure that his teacher, Dronacharya, understands that their side has many capable and fearless warriors. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishmabhirakshitam पर्याप्तं त्विदमेतेषां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्. In this verse, Duryodhana continues to talk about the strength of his own army compared to the Pandavas. He mentions how his side is protected by Bhishma, a very powerful and experienced warrior. However, he also acknowledges that the Pandava army, though smaller, is well organized and effectively led by Bhima, a strong and fearless fighter. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagamavasthitaः bhishmamevabhirakshantu bhavantas sarva eva hi. In this verse, Duryodhana speaks to his own warriors, encouraging them to support and protect their leader Bhishma during the battle. He emphasizes the importance of unity and working together to ensure their side's success. Tasya sanjanayan harsham guru vrindah pitamaha simhanadam vinadyauchai shankhan dadmau pratapavan. In this verse, Bhishma, the eldest and most respected warrior in the Kaurava army, blows his conch shell loudly. This action is meant to inspire confidence and courage among the Kaurava soldiers. The sound of the conch is a signal to prepare for battle, showing that Bhishma is ready to lead and fight with full strength. Tatas shankhascha bhairyascha panavanaka gomukhaः sahasaivabhyahanyanta sashabdastu mulo bhavat. In this verse, after Bhishma blows his conch shell, the other warriors in the Kaurava army also start blowing their conch shells, trumpets, and other instruments. This creates a loud and energetic sound that fills the battlefield. It's a way to show their readiness and enthusiasm for the battle. Tatashvetairyayurukte mahati syandane sthitau madhavah pandavaschaiva divyau shankhau pradatmatuhu. In this verse, we see the Pandava side preparing for battle. Lord Krishna and Arjun, the key warriors of the Pandavas, blow their conch shells to signal their readiness. The sound of their conch shells is described as divine and powerful, which boosts the morale of the Pandava army. Panchajanyam rishikesho devadattan dhananjayaha paundran dadmau mahashankham bhimakarma vrukodaraha. In this verse, Lord Krishna and Arjun blow their powerful conch shells. Each conch shell has a special name and carries a unique significance. Their sound echoes around the battlefield, showing their strength and readiness for the battle. This act boosts the confidence of the Pandava soldiers. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakulas Sahadevascha Sughosha Manipushpakam. In this verse, more key warriors from the Pandava side blow their conch shells to signal their readiness for the battle. Each conch shell has a unique name, and these sounds add to the powerful atmosphere on the battlefield. This helps in boosting the morale of the Pandava army and shows their united front. काश्यश्च परमेश्वास शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः. In this verse, more important warriors from the Pandava side blow their conch shells. This creates a loud and inspiring sound across the battlefield, showing their readiness and determination to fight. The names of these warriors and their conch shells symbolize their strength and unity. Drupado Draupadeyaschа सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुश्च शङ्खान् दद्मो पृथक् पृथक्. This verse describes how various warriors, including Drupad, Draupadi's sons, and the strong son of Subhadra, that is Abhimanyu, blew their conch shells. They did this to signal their readiness for battle, each with a distinct sound, showing their individual strength and courage. This was a significant moment, adding to the anticipation and intensity before the battle began. सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन्. This verse describes the loud and intense sound made by the Pandavas and their allies blowing their conch shells. This sound was so powerful that it seemed to fill the entire sky and earth. It struck fear into the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra, the Kauravas, showing the strength and determination of the Pandavas' side in the upcoming battle. अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः. This verse describes a critical moment before the battle of Kurukshetra begins. Arjuna, a mighty warrior whose chariot flag has the emblem of Hanuman, sees the Kauravas, sons of Dhritarashtra, lined up and ready to fight. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, he lifts his bow, getting ready for this intense battle ahead. This sets the stage for the dialogue between Arjuna and Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते अर्जुन उवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेच्युत. This verse describes a crucial moment before the battle of Kurukshetra begins. Arjuna, the great warrior, addresses Krishna as Rishikesha, meaning Lord of the senses, and asks him to place their chariot in the middle of the battlefield. Arjuna wants to see both armies clearly before the fighting starts. This request marks the beginning of the dialogue between Arjuna and Krishna, which forms the core of the Bhagavad Gita. यावदेतान् निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामानवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे. In this verse, Arjuna asks Krishna to place their chariot in the middle of the battlefield so he can see the warriors on both sides. He wants to observe who has come to fight and who he will have to battle against. Arjuna's intention is to understand the opponents and prepare himself mentally for the upcoming war. This request is part of the larger dialogue that addresses Arjuna's concerns and Krishna's guidance. योत्स्यमानानवेक्षेऽहं ययेतेऽत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धेर्युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः. In this verse, Arjuna expresses his desire to see the warriors who have assembled to fight on the side of the Kauravas, led by the evil-minded Duryodhana, the son of Dhritarashtra. Arjuna wants to understand who is supporting Duryodhana in this battle. This request reflects Arjuna's need to assess his opponents and the motivations behind their participation in the war. This moment is part of Arjuna's larger dialogue with Krishna, where he seeks guidance and clarity about the impending battle. Sanjaya Uvacha Evamukto Rishikesho गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम्. In this verse, Sanjay, who is narrating the events to King Dhritarashtra, describes what happened next. After Arjuna, referred to as Gudakesha, meaning one who has conquered sleep, asked Krishna to position their chariot between the two armies, Krishna, referred to as Rishikesha, meaning Lord of the Senses, did so. Krishna placed their excellent chariot right in the middle of the battlefield. This action sets the stage for the deep conversation that follows between Arjuna and Krishna. भीष्मद्रोणप्रमुखतः सर्वेषां च महीक्षिताम् उवाच पार्थ पश्यैतान् समवेतान् कुरुनिति. In this verse, Krishna positions the chariot in front of the respected warriors Bhishma and Drona, as well as other kings present on the battlefield. He then speaks to Arjuna, who was referred to as Parth, son of Pritha, telling him to look at the assembled Kuru warriors. This moment is significant as Krishna directs Arjuna's attention to his opponents, highlighting the gravity of the situation and the formidable enemies he faces in the battle. Tatrapashya sthitan parthav pitrunatha pitamahan acharyan matulan bhratran putran pautran sakhins tatha. In this verse, Arjuna looks around the battlefield and sees many familiar faces among the opposing army. He sees his own relatives and close companions, fathers, grandfathers, teachers, uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, and friends. This sight deeply affects Arjuna as he realizes that the battle will involve fighting against his own loved ones, making the situation even more painful and complicated for him. Shvashuran surudaschaiva senayorubhayorapi tan samiksha sa kaunteyas sarvan bandhunavasthitan. In this verse, Arjuna, also known as Kaunteya, son of Kunti, looks around and notices that his father-in-law, friends, and other relatives are present on both sides of the battlefield. This sight deeply affects him, as he realizes he will have to fight against his own family and loved ones, which fills him with sorrow and hesitation. This moment is critical as it leads to Arjuna's emotional and moral dilemma about the battle. Kripaya paraya vishto vishidanidamabravit Arjuna uvacha drishtemam swajanam Krishna yuyutsam samupasthitam. In this verse, Arjuna is filled with deep compassion and sadness as he looks at the battlefield. He sees his own relatives ready to fight each other. Arjuna addresses Krishna, expressing his distress at the thought of battling his own family and friends. This emotional moment is crucial as it leads to Arjuna's inner conflict and sets the stage for the teachings that follow in the Bhagavad Gita. Sidanti mama gatrani mukham cha parishusyati vepathuscha sharire me romaharshascha jayate. In this verse, Arjuna describes the physical symptoms of his intense emotional distress. He tells Krishna that his body is becoming weak, his mouth is drying out, he is trembling all over, and his hair is standing on end. These symptoms show how deeply affected Arjuna is by the thought of fighting his own family and friends in the battle. This moment highlights Arjuna's inner turmoil and sets the stage for the guidance he will seek from Krishna. Gandivam sransate hastat tvachaiva paridayate nacha shaknomyavasthantum brahmativa cha me manaha. Arjuna continues to describe the physical and mental distress he is experiencing. He says that his famous bow Gandiva is slipping from his hand, his skin feels like it's burning, he can't stand steadily, and his mind is in turmoil, spinning with confusion and anguish. These symptoms underline the depth of Arjuna's emotional struggle as he faces the prospect of fighting in the battle against his own relatives. This verse portrays his inner conflict and prepares for Krishna's teaching on duty and righteousness. निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव न च श्रेयोनुपश्यामि हत्वा स्वजनमाहवे. In this verse, Arjuna expresses his concerns to Krishna, referred to as Keshava, about the signs he perceives as negative. He says he cannot see any good outcome from killing his own relatives in this battle. Arjuna is troubled by the moral implications and the consequences of engaging in a war against his loved ones. This verse sets the stage for Arjuna's moral dilemma, where he questions the righteousness of the battle and seeks guidance from Krishna on how to proceed. न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च किन्नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा. In this verse, Arjuna expresses his disinterest in gaining victory, ruling a kingdom, or enjoying worldly pleasures. He questions the purpose and value of kingship, material pleasures, and even life itself in the context of the impending battle. Arjuna's contemplation reflects his deep inner conflict and existential questioning about the significance of worldly achievements when faced with the moral dilemma of fighting against his own kin. This verse sets the stage for Krishna to impart spiritual wisdom and guide Arjuna towards understanding his duty and purpose. येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितन्नो राज्यं भोगा सुखानि च त इमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणास्त्यक्त्वा धनानि च. In this verse, Arjuna reflects on those for whom he desires kingdom, pleasures, and happiness. He acknowledges that they are present in the battlefield, ready to fight, willing to sacrifice their lives and wealth for their cause. Arjuna contemplates the gravity of the situation, realizing that the battle involves sacrificing lives and possessions, highlighting the stakes involved in the war. This verse deepens Arjuna's emotional turmoil as he wrestles with the implications of the impending conflict against his own relatives and friends. आचार्यः पितरः पुत्रा तथैव च पितामहाः मातुलाश्वशुराः पौत्राश्च शालाः सम्बन्धिनस्तथा. In this verse, Arjuna lists various relatives and elders who are present on the battlefield. He identifies teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, fathers-in-law, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives who have gathered for the impending war. This realization adds to Arjuna's emotional turmoil as he sees the human cost of the conflict. He will have to fight against his own cherished family members and respected elders. This verse underscores the personal and familial stakes involved in the battlefield, intensifying Arjuna's inner conflict and moral dilemma. एतान्न हन्तुमिच्छामि घ्नतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतो किन्नु मही कृते. In this verse, Arjuna tells Krishna, addressed as Madhusudana, that he does not wish to kill even those who are willing to harm him. He questions the purpose of gaining rulership over the three worlds at the cost of killing his own relatives, the sons of Dhritarashtra. Arjuna expresses his moral dilemma and reluctance to engage in battle, considering the spiritual and ethical consequences of such action. This verse marks a pivotal moment as Arjuna grapples with the conflict between his duty as a warrior and his familial bonds, seeking guidance from Krishna. Nihatya dhartarashtrana ka priti sya janardana पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् हत्वैताना ततायिनः. In this verse, Arjuna continues to express his reluctance to fight, addressing Krishna as Janardana. He questions what joy or satisfaction they would gain from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra. Arjuna believes that killing these aggressors would only result in sin and moral corruption. This verse highlights Arjuna's inner conflict and his concern about the righteousness of the battle, emphasizing the ethical and spiritual consequences of engaging in such violence. तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुं धार्तराष्ट्रान् स्वबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव. In this verse, Arjuna argues that it is not right to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and their allies. He questions how they could ever be happy after killing their own family members. Addressing Krishna as Madhava, Arjuna emphasizes the moral dilemma and emotional pain of fighting against loved ones, highlighting his belief that such an action would only lead to sorrow and guilt, not happiness. This verse underscores Arjuna's deep conflict between his duty as a warrior and his love for his family. यद्यप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसः कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रदोहे च पातकम्. In this verse, Arjuna points out that the sons of Dhritarashtra, blinded by greed, fail to see the wrong in destroying their own family and betraying their friends. He questions why they should follow the same path when they know it is wrong. Arjuna emphasizes the importance of recognizing the moral and ethical consequences of their actions, suggesting that they should act with wisdom and integrity even if their opponents do not. कथन्न ज्ञेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान्निवर्तितुं कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन. In this verse, Arjuna continues his argument by asking why they should not avoid committing the sin of family destruction when they clearly understand its consequences. He addresses Krishna as Janardana, expressing that they should recognize the moral wrong and avoid the sinful act of destroying their family. Arjuna emphasizes the importance of making ethical choices and acting with awareness of consequences, reinforcing his inner conflict about participating in the battle. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatana dharme nashte kulam krutsnang adharmo bhibhavatyuta. In this verse, Arjuna explains that when a family is destroyed, its ancient traditions and duties are also lost. Without these traditions, the entire family falls into chaos and unrighteousness prevails. Arjuna is concerned that the war will lead to the breakdown of social and moral order within families, leading to widespread sin and disorder. This reflects his worry about the long-term consequences of the battle on family and society. अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वाष्णेय जायते वर्णसंकरः. In this verse, Arjuna tells Krishna that when unrighteousness or adharma takes over, the women in the family can become corrupt. This corruption can lead to the mixing of different social classes or the castes, Varna Shankara, which was seen as harmful in the traditional context of their society. Arjuna is worried about the negative social consequences of the war, including the breakdown of social order and family integrity. This adds to his hesitation about fighting in the battle. Sankaro narakayaiva kulatnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro resham In this verse, Arjuna explains that the mixing of social classes leads both the family and those responsible for its destruction to hell. He also mentions that the ancestors of these families who depend on ritual offerings will suffer because these rituals will be neglected. This highlights Arjuna's fear of long-term spiritual and moral consequences resulting from the breakdown of family traditions and duties. दोषैरेतैः कुलज्ञानां वर्णसङ्करकारकैः उत्साद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः. In this verse, Arjuna tells Krishna that the actions of those who destroy families lead to the mixing of different social classes. This mixing results in the destruction of long established family and social duties. Arjuna is concerned that the war will not only harm individuals but also undermine the social and moral fabric that has been maintained for generations. This highlights his deep worry about the broader impact of the conflict. कुलधर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दना नरके नियतं वासो भवतीत्यनुशुश्रुमा. In this verse, Arjuna tells Krishna that he has heard that people who destroy long-standing family traditions are condemned to suffer in hell forever. Arjuna is expressing his fear of the spiritual consequences of participating in the war, emphasizing the importance of preserving family duties and traditions to avoid such a fate. This verse highlights his deep concern for the moral and spiritual repercussions of the battle. अहोबत महत्पापं कर्तुं व्यवसिता वयं यद्राज्यसुखलोभेन हन्तुं स्वजनमुद्यताः. In this verse, Arjuna laments the grave sin they are about to commit. He is shocked and saddened that, motivated by the desire for power and pleasure, they are ready to kill their own family members. This verse captures Arjuna's deep moral conflict and sorrow over the impending battle and its devastating personal consequences. यदि माम प्रतीकारम् अशस्त्रं शस्त्रपाणयः धार्तराष्ट्ररणे हन्युस्तन्मे क्षेमतरं भवेत्. In this verse, Arjuna expresses a preference for being killed by the sons of Dhritarashtra while he is unarmed and not fighting back. He believes that it would be better for him to die in such a manner than to engage in a battle that involves killing his own relatives. This verse highlights Arjuna's deep moral struggle and his desire to avoid the sin and guilt of killing family members, even if it means sacrificing his own life. Sanjaya Uvacha एवमुक्तार्जुनः सङ्ख्ये रथोपस्थ उपाविशत् विसृज्य शशरं चापं शोकसंविघ्नमानसः. In this verse, Sanjaya, the narrator, describes how Arjuna, after expressing his deep moral dilemma and sorrow, sits down in his chariot. He puts down his bow and arrows, showing that he is too distressed to fight. Arjuna's mind is overcome with grief and confusion, highlighting his intense inner conflict about participating in the battle against his own family members. This moment marks Arjuna's refusal to fight, setting the stage for Krishna's guidance and teachings. Om Tat Saditi Srimad-Bhagavad-Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma-Vidyayam Yoga-Shastre Shri Krishna-Arjuna-Samvade Arjuna-Vishada-Yogo Nam Prathamodhyayaha. Om Shri Krishna-Arpanamastu.